we are good to start. I think a lot of that, you know, lot of people from have joined in. Okay, so I think a lot of our uh, very valuable customers have joined in. We are using Teams for the first time to conduct a webinar, so we are also experimenting on some things. But just wanted to do this webinar to understand all the problems that everyone is facing, to explain what we plan to build in times to come. Along with me, I'm also joined by Ravi, Pranay, Shreya, Srinidhi, and Sana. And I'm sure some of you people have been some of you people have been in touch with uh, our team members, as we have been part of the support system, as we have been part of the feedback system, and a lot of it. Um, I think once the comments are enabled, we could actually have a greater amount of chat. But before we get started with our roadmap and discussing a lot of critical feedbacks, taking a lot of important suggestions, doing a product walkthrough and explaining what will be coming out in times, it's very important to first off thank everyone. I think we wanted to onboard like 150 odd customers, and I'm super excited that we did we ran campaign for just 10 days because we wanted to keep the campaign very limited and premium. um, I think I have the liberty to discuss everything very transparently now. We had offers from some of the top marketplaces. I mean, most of the top marketplaces, to start with them and onboard thousands of users and whatnot. We were very clear that we just want to have few users, few premium users to whom we can give the best experience, and that's what we want to stand for. Um, I mean, we have onboarded the customers that we wanted to. We have a lot of we have been getting a lot of requests on extending more licenses. A lot of people are reaching out to us for the lifetime deal licenses, which is unfortunately finished. But I'm very serious about working with all of our present customers and making sure that every single person's problems are resolved. We go on to build out the best possible sales outbound tool out there, and I want to make sure that this ends up becoming the best LTD. I'm sure I have been telling similar things while having a personal chat with most people, but I mean, wherever we have had that sort of conversation. But I would really thank everyone, for choosing Zintler as a tool. And, I want to consistently work with everyone to make sure that, uh, we are consistently working with you to make sure every request of yours gets fulfilled in our capacity, in best of our capacity. So a big thanks for everyone to join the campaign. We ran it for very small time, but, uh, you know, um, I really consider ourselves. I mean, before we even went into LTD, a lot of people also warned me that you should probably not choose to do LTD. The audience could be, um, people tried to scare me a lot, but we have got very good, very, very good response. Honestly, have got such nice customers who have been supporting us left, right, straight, who have been so understanding on so many things. And I'm super thankful for that. And that's something that inspires us, the whole of our team, to consistently keep working hard to make sure that we come out with the best. Probably something that I'm going to cover. Um, but that's pretty much, we have reached our target. We have got the best customers, and now it's time to build product at the fastest pace. That being said, before I start covering our roadmap, before I start covering a lot of critical questions that I can take from you, a lot of interesting things that we are building, I would probably like to share my screen and show to you guys. Even before that, I would like to cover some of the critical feedbacks, right? So the best part about the LTD is getting the right feedback. We have been getting so much of guidance, so many valuable feedbacks in all areas, so many interesting requirements. We finally know what the people need, and that's something that we are, consistently working on. So some of these critical feedbacks were, one was definitely around job titles. While I do understand, we have more than 15 to 20 odd filters, and we consistently are working to bring in more. But there were some problems with respect to the job titles filters, right? Which was essentially due to the fact that we got all of this data from the open web, and people did put their job titles in a very vague manner. Probably someone just put something like a principal founder, someone just put principal, someone just put principal at principal, and people put very different such job titles, and we had not understood the extreme level of importance before a lot of customers have pointed that out. So I think we are almost there. We have been working to fix and make the job title one of the most powerful filters, along with updating a lot of them at the fastest pace. So that's something which should be out very soon. We are also integrating that job title to your top search bar, which means that you can actually search the job title at company name, and you can actually get things like that. And trying to make the search bar more and more dynamic, that's again one advantage you have while using our tool compared to other tools, which is our major focus is towards delivering the right quality and with a lot of dynamic options like through search bars and all of those. Probably a lot of tools that are a lot of tools were also brought up in comparison with us. Although our roadmap is very different, in a long run, every single feature that we look to build are very unique that none of the tools have. But the foundation of each and every tool has to be the data, right? And that's something that is very common. So if you look at other tools as well, nobody has as scalable and robust search bar. Um, we also want to take up a lot of requests regarding updating keywords of your choices. I don't know, I mean, we have given a lot of demos over last 15-20 days, but and then maybe I might have missed this, but say we have a keyword based filter. You could put a keyword and you could actually search for companies that match that keyword, or companies which have those keywords in their description in their website. We are open to take up any keyword requests from any of our customers now and anytime in future as well. And that's something that I wanted to mention. Not just that, we are open. I mean, I literally want to build this product with you guys. And that's one reason that I wanted limited number of people as well, limited premium people to whom we could actually cater to. So if people have new, I mean, just yesterday someone gave me a suggestion, what if we could, find people by age? If more people think that it's a relevant filter, we are going to come up with that. We have already planned to come up with a lot of filters like search by recent news, search by recent funding, search by recent activity, like mega hirings and all of those. We are already working to get those. But in the meantime, the feedback raised regarding job title is very helpful, and that's something that should be fixed in less than a week. That's preferably in the limited period that you have to consistently evaluate us. That was one of the important things. Second important thing was I also figured out a lot of our customers were also looking to get a lot of companies by technologies, and I think that's something that even Apollo and other competitors on data don't provide in the free tier. Our technology search is a beta feature where we have been tracking technologies of close to say 1 million companies of the 30-35 million companies that we actually track. And that's where I also wanted to sort of announce that we are probably by end of this week we are adding another 1 million company that we track, and we'll consistently continue adding more and more companies in the technologies that you track. So say you are a lead generation company who's trying to look for leads based on some technologies they use or based on some tools they use, something like Shopify or something like ConvertKit. That's something that we are working on, and you will see a gradual improvement there. So two things that were raised mainly, I mean, because a lot of people reached out to me, they told that they are extremely happy. I mean, I could actually, look at the names here. So extremely happy. We are getting better results than Apollo. That was one feedback that really pumped up, helps our team to be excited about. A lot of people did reach out and told we are as good as Apollo. Uh, that and that we still take as compliment because we are a very small team, still early stage, and have fraction of resources compared to them having hundreds of millions of dollars. So we are the underdogs in the game right now. A lot of people could not find enough results as much as Apollo. Say Apollo found like 900 results for them. Our tool found 600 at the moment. I want to tell to those people that we are consistently working, especially after this LTD, talking to a lot of data partners in sourcing a lot of data. Ourselves, we are trying to source a lot of data on that note. Uh, and in few months of time, say, in a span of 2 to 3 months, you will start to see a lot of new data that's being ingested. Uh, Essentially because, a few months back, we saw that data as a problem was largely solved by a lot of players already, and the customers here already had access to a lot of tools. So the ideology then was that, okay, if people have data already, let's give them access to Intel, because at least while I tried to close a lot of deals, I always had insiders in every company, or I had friends in every company who actually gave me a lot of valuable intel even before I spoke to some top executives. Like, what is their behavior, how do they, how do they negotiate, and what is that will work with this company, what is it that will not. And we wanted to essentially focus on that intel, and that's where we wanted to become the intel company. Even now, if you open our extension on any company, you'll actually see how we are showing, about the company, their financials, their technologies, the recent news, which is getting better, and a lot of that. But now we also understand that some customers have a lot of very, very specific niche of a very specific geography. So that's something we are taking into consideration and honoring. And on the top of it, we want to come up with a lot more data for those niche. And hence we are also, I mean, I told you we are open to taking requests on any keywords that you want to track. We as a tool will incorporate those keywords so that you could track companies of your choice there. Secondly, we are also open to taking requests on the niche that you are trying to look for, and we'll try to enrich and enhance that data in time to come. Even though we want to build out more of very strong intelligence, and that's something that I have, I wanted to have a chat on probably on this call. So these are some things that I wanted to have a discussion on, and these feedbacks are really, really helping us. Even before I start to talk about our roadmaps and all of that. In fact, some of the features that we are looking to develop here on are also a consequence of uh, a lot of feature demands that are made by our users. So uh, that's something that I'll be, talking about. Besides that, let me share my screen and, show you some of the new features that we are working on. And I think this can be a very good foundation to also understand what kind of, uh, what is it that you can expect. And even before we develop it, we could actually take a lot of feedback. As I told you, a lot of founders or product managers make the biggest mistake that they make the product and they put it on the end customers, and the burden is on end customer to use it rightly or not. But I think the easier way to build a product is to build with customers. Probably we plan to make a feature, we show it to you, and then take feedbacks on what are the 5 things that will work, that we do, which can make the tool better for you. I think it's the easiest way because you don't have to figure out much yourself. And I mean, at least this community of customers have been very, very, very large hearted towards me. And I've been getting such nice feedbacks. I've found such good friends here. I have done a lot of sales campaigns in my life. In terms of dollar value, they might have been large or very different, but nothing replaces this and the level of support that I've got this. And hence, whole of our team is very emotional even towards the sort of love that we have been getting. I'll probably share my screen, and I'll probably show some feature that we were planning. So I think a couple of people had uh, had a requirement that, can I find dentists in a particular area, right? Or can I find any particular can I find local data as well? And they did have a lot of tools, but what also happens is that when you have a lot of tool, there is a big broken for workflow. From 10 different places, you're getting a lot of data, you're trying to remove duplicates and a lot of it. So that's something that we want to solve in a longer run. But quickly to solve that, on top of our lookup, I mean, if you see, I mean, most of you who have been using our product would have used things like dashboard and lookup and list and Zscout by now. Zscout Unlimited is still active. A lot of you have been actually requesting, and I mean, so many of you have been retrieving thousands of uh, companies Zscout almost every day. But this is the new feature that we are planning to build in to be able to get local data. Say you want to get, dentists in San Diego, or you want to get architects in New York, or you want to get, something like interior designers in New Delhi. You could actually just make a Google search, or through our tool. I mean, you just have to search, or if you have already searched, you just have to paste the maps link, and you can, select what are the data you want about them, like the titles, the phone number, the website, their website, and a lot of it. I mean, one advantage of using our tool compared to all conventional tools that they used was, we don't just help you get the data that you find on your Google search results, and we don't just help you in getting it in Excel format or sending it to your CRM or your email automation. We also, the moment we find website and social media of any Google listed business or any Bing listed business or any local directories, we actually look for a lot of, keywords, a lot of phone numbers, social media, emails, and all of that from the website, and we get all of that and collect it with, I mean, connect it with other intel that we had found from our thousands of sources, and combine everything and show it to you together. So this is just a way to, start searching. After you have done that, say, there are a lot of searches that you have, and there are a lot of leads that you have found, and you could actually add status around it. Instead of looks good, you could actually add your own custom status. You can also click, and you can get all the information on, how many new businesses have been found in real time from web, how many contact details are found, all of their social media credentials, their their category, their emails and phone numbers. Again, I told you, like, we are a sales intelligence solution, but since data was a requirement, the localized data and the accessibility was a requirement for a couple of our customers from this community. So we have, we are planning to build this out, and we plan to, have all form of export and everything right here. So that's pretty much one of the new features that we are building, and we expect to make this feature live. I mean, the designs are ready, the whole backend is ready, we are able to get data, we are actually scraping in a lot of data so that you get instant results rather than waiting for a long time. We are just trying to integrate all of this, and hopefully this feature should be out in a span of next 2 to 2.5 weeks. I'm trying to get it earlier, but this is one of the features for local data search on top of lookup. Something on credits, we are still figuring out the rules and setup here. So, but on the usage of this, I'll try to be as liberal as possible, because I also understand that some people required additional credits and all of those, on which we are again working on. As our technology costs reduces, we could actually try out something. But this is one of the new features that we are coming up with. And now that everyone has looked at design, I'll probably again post it on group shortly once we start developing. Um, I would love to have more feedback, understand more ideas from you guys on what is it that you want, which can make sure that your local search gets the best results compared to absolutely any other tool. This is one of the requests that we are instantly working on, apart from the feedbacks that I told you. On top of this, I also wanted to show to you guys the email sequencer tool that we are working on. So this is, although the roadmap is huge, we are trying to build a huge tool so that just from one place you could actually discuss on different social media. But this is another feature that we are working on, to be able to create drip email campaigns and all of that in real time as you unlock data from our tool. All of it, as I told you, the biggest problem that we look to combat is also around the broken workflows. I mean, getting data from 10 different sources and probably then going on to get a drip email campaigns on another tool and spend money on 10 different tools. We want to end up becoming just that one tool out there which you need and nothing else. And then we are consistently trying our best to make sure something keeps coming fast on data side, on features, on product. And this is where I think talking more from you guys really helps. Some of the LTD founders literally called me up and they told me to play the volume game, which I didn't want to. And I want to personally be connected to everyone. And that's one reason that I've sent requests to almost all of you, and I am trying to talk to almost all of you. And I'm going to ask what is the best way you guys want support. Is it through email, through which form? And we'll actually set up the whole system for you guys on that channel. But that's something that we want to build on because, very early on, a mentor of mine had told, don't make 100,000 people who know you, make 100 people who love you. And that's the goal with the LTD. Anyway, so this is one of the features that we are developing for the whole email campaigns. Again, I'll need feedbacks here on what do you think that can get better. Say these are the simpler lists that you create by saving all the unlocks that you do. I think some of you have been doing thousands of unlock almost every day and have been getting really good results. Thanks for that sort of validations. So you can actually unlock all of those results, and you can also upload it from different sources. Say CSV upload, CRM, you could add manually. There are many of the existing campaigns. Say you already had a campaign where you found people who are not interested or who opened the email but didn't respond, and you want to create an exclusive campaign for them, you could actually do that. So we are trying to get in a lot of different permutations and combinations on the same, and a lot more combinations. Again, this is where again I'm open to getting more and more ideas on what best suits your use case, and we develop it for you in the same way in a tailored manner. And say you could also pull in through APIs, and similarly you can start building sequences. Again, we are exploring whether a drag and drop method is good, or a method where you do it in a systematical approach where something like Apollo, but a lot of people told me that they don't like the UI. So again, I'll be taking more surveys here, but you could actually, we could actually set up the whole sequence and see if this happens, then this, if this does not happen, then this, and then to be able to set a lot of triggers and a lot of emails. On top of this, we are also trying to build a lot of surprise features that I've never spoken about in either of the previous campaigns or on this. But we also want to come up with automatic suggester so that when you are writing your cold emails in real time, we are able to tell you how healthy this cold email is, whether it has any spam words or not, whether it is following all the best practices of the best deliverability or not. Because your cold emails are as good as, if they are delivered, then probably your prospect will read it or not read it. If they're not delivered at all, then there's no chance, no matter how good your content is, nobody would be reading it. And that's something that we want to work on. Like I told you, we want to play the quality game in a longer run. So this is how you could actually add in more of these things and add in more of such areas, and then you can go on to sort of schedule this. Again, best practices on scheduling. It will take up. It will fetch uh, the time zone of your prospects. Since we have a database, automatically it will find the time zone of your prospects and holidays in those geographies, and make sure your message does not get delivered on the day when they are on off and the moment when they come back. So we automatically want to make sure that, say, after Friday 3 p.m., your messages are not sent or mails are not sent, because people might ignore it and it might go down the stack. Similarly, say, in the weekend, nobody reads the email. So maybe, you could always override that, but a lot of best practices will be equipped to make sure that the best deliverability is coming in. And similarly, you could again review all of these. You could, I mean, this is the schedule. Sorry, I was on the wrong page. You can set up a lot of, if you look at it, the smart suggestions and so on. And these are the reviews. You could actually review each emails as well. And on top of this, we want to build some things that nobody has built. That's essentially a lot of automatic attention catchers. Say, very customized and personalized image, so that that person feels that this message, this mail was exclusively written for them. And we don't just want to end up being the the general LTD tool that does a very large scale campaign for your instantly alternative and just go away with 10,000 customers and don't really improve. We want to build some really quality features that actually help you genuinely and you end up using this product almost every day rather than just having it on your shelf. Because you know uh, I mean, at least as an engineer, I would love to create things that people use every day, so and then not keep on their shelves. So that's the idea I want to consistently build, and you can select the sender's account and all of those. But these are like couple of features that I wanted to actually show before we show some features that we have in running, which will be going out very shortly, and take some more feedbacks and explain what are the future roadmap we see for that. But before we do that, do we have any questions or any feedbacks here? Okay, I think we don't have a lot of questions. Okay, I think Lawrence, thank you so much, Lawrence. I think your support here has been exceptionally good. You have been helping us in improvising so many things. It's always really good to have a chat with you. And yes, you will be able to filter unclaimed Google My Business profiles. If it is not incorporated in designs, we could actually find more about it and incorporate it now, even before we develop. So, I think perfect. So these are just two new features that we wanted to show. Now, I do understand everyone is giving their valuable time, so I'll probably quickly show our existing tool, and I'm going to tell what is going to go live and how we are going to work on it. I'm sure a lot of you have looked at the personality intel. For those who haven't, I'll probably share my screen again now, and I'll try to show it through very quickly, and I'll discuss what is the scope that we are coming up with, which will actually change the way you do sales. Because the original agenda of building this whole product was to disrupt the entire one size fits all approach that people look at. I mean, until now, the entire sales industry has been stuck by one size fits all approach, and due to that, a lot of leads, a lot of decision makers have been lost. So even on the lookup side, next something that we want to work on is for every company you will be able to see charts of decision makers, because there's a general stat that for a company which has 1,000 people, just 7 of them are actual decision makers, and these 7 people are the actual people who are going to make the buying decisions, right? Uh, and how would you even know that out of these 1,000 people company, whom do I reach out to? And that's again where we want to differentiate from Apollo. We want to, give you the organization chart and tell you clearly that, hey, look, these are the 7 people who will make decisions for you in this department. And if you talk to, and then we are going to give you a psychology based grid. I mean, okay, this had to be a surprise, but I don't know. Our product team has been working on this, but we will be giving you a grid wherein you can see out of your decision maker. Say there are 5 decision maker for something you're trying to sell worth $50,000. We will tell you which people are skeptical, which people are data driven, which people, everything in a graph. I mean, in a chart, you can see with which decision maker you need to spend more time in convincing them, and which decision maker will be easy to convince based on your personality type. Again, something that nobody in the world has been offering, and we want to build that. We are hoping to bring this out in less than 2 months. I just wanted to again run a poll with our audience and understand if you guys are fine if we try to give a bit more credits here and there on psychology, and uh, try to prioritize more towards psychology, or if you guys want us to prioritize more towards data, we do that. But we will probably consistently run polls and accordingly take up a lot of such decisions. Say, let me just share my screen. So I think yesterday I was having a chat with Sachal. I think they have launched a product on Sumo or something. So and we digged into his personality type because he was very interested to understand. So a lot of people tell him that he's a very motivated person, and he was very shocked in how we found out about him. So, but this is the personality intel and a very, very small part of what we want to do in real. I mean, this is still the academic part, which at this moment, this can help you be prepared to build the best relationship with a person and accelerate your relationship building before you meet them for the first time, right? This is just uh, at this moment the capacity is just that, but we want to build a lot more things on top of this, and then give very flexible options to add up more. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this feature to be out. We had submitted our extension on Google, and they want us to upload more images and all of that. So but hopefully before you guys return to work on Monday, you will have it live, and that's where we are working on. And I'm sure, and I want to release this feature the fastest, essentially because I will start to get feedback from you guys, and even at the end of this call, we have a plan to add up more credits through reviews. But say, and this guy was a very, very friendly guy. So, and so it clearly tells you need to be enthusiastic while talking to him, build a personal connection. We looked at the business aspect, and he genuinely agreed on the fact that his priorities are relationships, and all the sales that he does is also by building relationships. And he takes it slow, and he talks to a lot of people. Even before I met him, I knew all these things about him. I knew he was an early adopter. I knew that his decision making was not quick on the same call. He'll not make a decision. Instead, he would probably want to go back, talk to everyone, understand everyone's opinion, and then come and make decision, which is a very stable but slow way of making decisions. So you know that if you have a target to finish at this month and you're trying to sell to this prospect, it could be tough. So you better focus on another prospect to be able to meet your target, right? Who's a very quick decision maker. And this person can still be a long-term fruitful people, because people who take time to take decisions are also the people who stay, who don't leave things very easily, right? I mean, his incentive was social impact. He did tell me that he has a big problem in telling no. It's very tough for him to tell no. If we need to convince him, it has to be through social impacts. His psychological hook is genuinely social proof on what others think. If we knew all of these things beforehand while we are giving him a presentation, we could actually just run him through, all the slides, and talk more about things that he would like to look at. He would like to look at social impact. So how our tool could create a greater social impact. How more of social proof on how others, I mean, how some lives are changing using our product, and that could probably create a beautiful first impression by talking to him. Also, I did understand a lot of people believe that our credits are consistently lower compared to others. That was also considering the fact that, and it's something that we want to work on as our technology costs reduces. We assume that for say 5,000 credits that you get and you do cold email out of it, you could probably book max of 15 meetings through it, or a 20 meeting, and that's where we give like 20 psychology credits. But we are going to open ways to add up those credits. At this moment, we want a lot of powerful feedbacks on this, and hence we are at least for a few months we are trying to increase credits so that you can use this more frequently, and you can tell us that what are the psychological parameters that we can tell you about anyone that can help you sell better, that can help you sell faster, that can help you get an edge ahead of your competitors. I mean, we were literally sitting and brainstorming features like, to be able to track um, all the sales reps of your competitors and track who are the new people who are connecting to them, how frequently are they interacting with that competitor through their posts and all of that, how frequently are they liking posts related to the words or the keywords that the competitors might have, and how frequently are they interacting with the sales reps of your competitor. Based on that, to be able to predict who could be in buying cycle, because of course in a high ticket sale, at least now if I want to buy something, I'll probably connect with the sales rep first. A lot of you connected with me first even before taking a choice and going on our product. So we want to track all of that and give you an intel beforehand, although this sounds a bit predatory, but if people want us to, I'm just giving an idea of the maximum range of things that we are actually brainstorming on almost every day to make sure that we come up with these features which can give you maximized edge. Uh, and the psychology intel is just one small part of it. We were also, I mean, brainstorming on coming up with an HR suite wherein I hope I'm allowed to spill the beans. My team didn't tell me about the timelines for the HR suit yet, but we have been brainstorming, wherein you can upload a lot of profiles, and you can actually get to know who is the best fit based on the JD. And this again goes back to a problem. I don't know if some of you have heard this or not, but this moves back to a problem which was essentially an intern of mine whom I knew personally was very, very sharp, but she was not able to perform in the coding activities that she had. And, it took few weeks and she was absolutely not able to perform. And what happened next was her manager, came up to me and they're like, Ujjwal, I cannot handle her. She does not have any skills at all. And that's where I asked her to take, personality tests. And based on her personalities, I found out what are the suitable roles for a personality like hers. And based on that, I found out that she would do very well. I mean, based on her personality, she would naturally excel in things like public speaking, things like creativity, things like salesy roles. And I actually asked her to do some UI, UX, and graphic design work, which propelled us. And she did some exceptional work, which really propelled us in in finals of a very important grant by the state government here. Uh, and right now I think she has moved to US as a UI UX designer. She still thanks me uh, for that one personality test that I took on her. Right, a lot of, I mean, our personalities, if you look at it, a lot of developers talk very less. That's probably because that's their nature and they like to think more. Say you ask me to do development, although I was a developer, I might not be as good as someone like Ravi. That's again because of personality, and it has never happened in past, but we want to change the way sales are happening, because ultimately it's between people and emotions. And this is one of the features that I wanted to show. We show a lot of things, to be honest, and we are just playing around with a lot of things here. On what would be the motivation of this person, what would be the communication style, what would be the problem solving approach. You can actually learn more in deep. And these are just some of the features that we could think of based on our surveys and what we thought of. Now, this is where I want a greater help and assistance from our users on what is it that they think that will help create edge for them. And I want to build that exact feature that you guys want me to build for you. So this is something that I wanted to show where we have an edge. I think all of you have been using Lookup very actively. We are trying to work hard to make sure that Lookup data gets best, because um, we want to be best in every single feature, right? And not just one or two features that, hey, these two things are best for us and other things are not as good, go and use our competitors. Not That's not the narrative that we want to work on or build on. We want to give the best to our people and make the best, because ultimately, I mean, as engineers or as creators, we are judged on what we create, and we want to stand for the best in quality. Even if we are not the best in everything at this moment, we are working hard and will consistently keep putting effort to make sure that we get there. And again, over there, I'm really thankful. A lot of you have used our tool. A lot of you took a lot of trial and then plan to make the buying decision towards the end. And I'm still happy with us. We have literally had zero refunds after our campaigns have closed. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed here. Uh, and that's something that I want to proudly stand on and have that stat with us, that because people told me this is one domain where you have very high churn rates. People told me like 50 different things, but I see this community is very different. I have got so much love, and I don't know whether it's an exception for me, or I think the community is right. People have perceived it very wrongly, but I want to build with you guys and make sure that we build the right things on what you guys actually need. I think we can take up a lot. Yeah. Also, I forgot to cover a lot of very powerful features on top of it. Now that we know everything about this person and the sort of person he is, uh, we are working to build automatic uh, email creation. So automatically it will create icebreakers for you for your LinkedIn. It will create icebreakers for you for your emails. That's the first step. Eventually, we want to build a system which is an omni-channel suite, which is connected to the LinkedIn, which is connected to Twitter and all of the systems. and you are able to understand all the communication you have had with that person and combine that with psychology and give you three best things that you need to do for this stage. So that's another feature that we are coming up with. A lot of interesting features that we are building, uh, and we want a lot of quality. I think I have a question from Mr. Akira. This seems great. Thank you so much. Uh, I think we can take up some Q&A if anyone does not want me to show anything or any other areas. I'll also show up roadmap on what we are planning to build, and I'll probably try to segregate a time on that. But can this help in preparing a hyper-personalized email? Thanks for the question here, Akira. Yes, uh, as I told, you will be able to create very strongly personalized email, which will combine with the news of that company, which will combine with the LinkedIn of that person, plus the personality of that person. And the personalization will not just be on a personalized data, but also in the style that that person would like to get emails. That's something that only we can do. And hyper personalized email and messages are on top priority. We have already built a icebreaker suite, and we are just trying to integrate. There are just too many things for our developers to integrate. On data side, we are ready. On product and designs, we are ready. Our developers are actually putting in day and night to work on some features and bring it out. But yes, that should be coming up. I think um, uh, uh, okay, we have some more questions. uh, yes, the characteristics should be accessible even in the email sequencer. So although we have not worked on this feature extensively, and I'm not making a commitment here, but if you have used Lavender, we are trying to build a smart messages which can, as I told you, which can tell you in real time whether the message is right or not, and give you more suggestions. So while you're writing an email or while you're trying to create an email in our tool, it can actually give you a lot of suggestions, a lot of personalization, and that level of hyper personalization we want to build. I think Legend has some questions because there are many profiles that are no valuable content in the profile. Yes, so at this moment, our intelligence will be as good as the LinkedIn. Of course, if the LinkedIn is empty, then we cannot give you very accurate results. But even if it is decently filled, things like their job titles and a bit about them and a bit of interest and all of those are filled, we can try to create an inference based on other similar profiles and other similar accuracy profiles that we have got, and we'll try to get you a very accurate data there. I'll just give an example. So this is one of my customers from Europe, whom um, I was showing the tool, and his profile is not very completed. He talks very less, and then he's a bit introverted. But while I showed him the tool, he was actually surprised that we are able to find a lot about him, that he does not talk much, but yet a very decisive person, and quite on the risk avoidant side. And that's something that. That's the best part about our tool. I mean, we literally spend, I mean, a huge amount of money, a huge amount of research. I mean, even now our research is live on the group. We might keep coming with some of the other random polls and researches to build this, and we are proud to build it at this accuracy. And at this moment, this is one of the best things that we have developed. Although everything that we build, we want to build it at the top level of excellence. But I hope that answers the question. Is HR suite available only for HR professionals? No, I think this community has a lot of um, has a lot of solopreneurs, a lot of agency owners, a lot of people who are extremely working hard. A lot of people took meetings with me on a Sunday, which is a big deal, and I think they equally deserve to have it. While the suit is not ready, we have still not started working on the HR suit because first we wanted to perfect the sales thing. But if something like that comes out, this community is going to have the access of it first, and only after that anyone gets it. And thanks, Akira. Thank you for all the support. Um, okay, yeah, confidence factor. Thanks for pointing this, Lawrence. Yes, we are looking to build a confidence factor which can tell you beforehand, even when you look at the profile, on what is the level of confidence we think that our result has, so that accordingly you can make your strategies and you can actually make changes. I think that's the idea pretty much. Um, uh, do we have any other questions? Anyone has any questions for us? I think a lot of you have been reaching out, and you know, I'll also, if we don't have more questions, I'll actually try to cover, because our time is less. I'll try to cover our roadmap as well. So we want to, as I told you, we want to build this with our people, and hence we have built a public roadmap here. If my screen is still visible, and with this sort of public roadmap, we want to take up any and every feature request. I mean, you guys also could make a post. Another important announcement that I forgot to make, just too many announcements. Sorry. So we have the Facebook group, right? We are also planning to come up with a podcast in next couple of months. And on the Facebook group, we'll try to put up very valuable and a very fine, very fabricated content every week with a lot of resources that can help you get the edge, say how to rightly do cold emailing, or how to rightly do prospecting, or how to rightly use psychology to be able to convert deals faster. And on the podcast, we'll try to bring in some industry experts who have been there, done that, have closed a lot of huge sales, know a thing about psychology, and we'll try to get some value delivered there as well. So we want to deliver a lot of value by creating very active content, by creating content of your choice. And that's where again we are open to, say you have something that you want to understand or learn related to our tool, say something in sales, something in outbound, you could actually make a request there. We are planning to come up with something to collect there. And we try to do some research and come up with a material and publish it for the entire community so that it helps everyone, and you also get your solution. So content is another announcement. Another thing is, I think some of you have been submitting some really good ideas. I think this was a very good idea that was recently submitted. A lot of ideas can be submitted by you guys, and we will, based on the number of upvotes, and based on the number of how people are voting for it, we are going to prioritize it and accordingly put in our development cycle. Because it does not make any sense if we just keep developing tools or features ourselves and just put it on you guys that, hey, a new feature is out. Instead, what makes better sense is that if the community asks us that, hey, I need these tools that will help me, I need these features that will help me, I think that's the better way to build, is what I understand. And these are some of the features that we are considering. A lot of people did ask about mobile app. I'll be very honest, at the moment for next 3 months it might not be possible, because in next 3 months we are trying to prioritize on things like our data improvement, things like the more of mobile numbers, more of lot of geography improvements, a lot of use cases that you guys are suggesting. We'll try to build upon those geographies, plus the local data search that I showed you. We are going to work on the email automation. That's a bit complicated feature, but we'll work on that. We'll work on more of psychology and a lot of actions on top of psychology. But yes, I think in a 6 months of span, we can expect something happening there. Or if our team largely becomes big, then maybe earlier as well. Uh, Similarly, we are, and yeah, Pabbly integration was a major thing that a lot of people were asking. So we are going to do Pabbly integration. Zapier and Salesforce are work in progress, and hopefully that should be out soon. And in next 2 months or so, Pabbly integration should also be out. We also want to build Teams and Slack triggers so that any updates are directly on your Teams or Slack. I'm open to new channels if there is a large demand. Uh, AI email writer, like how I told to Akira on the hyper personalization, we are working on that. Smart Suggest, the scoring feature that I told you, which helps you write in real time. We are working on Smart CRM so that you could actually add leads from a lot of different social channels and manage them from one place. That's something that we are considering. Uh, Data enrichment is an important feature that we are working on, and we are hoping to bring that out in this month, or in next 10 to 15 days at max. And that's something that should be there. So you are able to integrate all the data to Google Sheets. You're able to put in few fields, and you need data of few more fields that you want our tool to enrich it for. We are going to do that. All of those level of data integrations. A lot of people were also confused that we are not giving API access. I just needed to clarify that we will be giving API access. So you can use all the webhooks for our tool. You can use every single webhook, and all of it as it comes out, you will have access to it. by not having API access, what we meant is you cannot use Zintler's API to build another white label tool on top of it and try to sell. That's something that we wanted to restrict, like commercial activities. For your personal purposes, of course, the API access will be open. So just wanted to clarify that. These are some more features that we are going to work on, more advanced filters. You can actually comment and add more filters that you want, and we are going to consider that. Personality intel actions on top of it, like how I told you, the emails, the LinkedIn messages, the best practices on what needs to be done if you're in this communication stage, and all of these and more. I mean, the ideas of these are infinite because we are doing this for the first time, and there was no market for this. But we could absolutely do anything. You could find out about people's food preferences, maybe. I mean, we have not done research, but we could, if everyone wants us to. You could find random preferences just based on their personality. So there are a lot of things that could be done. And then feed is something that we are working on, so that you can track your industry. Say you're from healthcare industry, from certain geographies. So to be able to track all news related to that and any triggers happening related to it. So that's something that we are building on. Z local business, like how I showed you designs right now. Zapier is something that we are working on. Salesforce we are working on. Add-ons we are working on. A lot of features that we have shipped are right here. You can literally come here and submit an idea. You could actually use our tool on any, you can use our extension on any of the LinkedIn profiles. And we are open to taking more suggestions. We want to get better. I think we have got some more questions. I think Marcus has asked us question. Any ETA to make psychological data multilingual? At the moment, the input is multilingual. So I think David had a profile in Italian. So at this moment, on any language's profile, if you open the tool, it actually studies that language, automatically converts and gives you the best result. But the output as multi-language, I think this is a very good idea. We can definitely explore. I mean, why don't you submit a request here, and we can, definitely I'll talk to my devs and I'll come back. One more thing we are facing is that a lot of our users from China and Japan also are trying to use the tool, and some of the input data that is coming are in other languages. So we are trying to build multilingual setup so that soon that helps. But a great feature requirement here, Marcus. I think multilingual is an important requirement. Let me just check on what we can definitely do here. And thank you so much. I think Rini has a question. When are you releasing the buyer intent feature, and have you decided a price? So buyer intent is something that we have to source a lot of data from a lot of different sources, like a lot of search engines, a lot of third-party data proprietors, and a lot of them. We expect to bring this out in next 3 to 6 months in time. Probably something sooner on to be able to track the website traffic and to be able to de-anonymize them. But the price, of course, will be bare minimum. Even we are exploring a lot of price and how it is going to cost us. But the biggest possible discounts. I'm not looking to make much profit on this community at least. So I think that's the idea pretty much. But I'm just noting it down, and I'll probably personally reach out to you the moment we have a time decided and any cost of pricing decided on buyer intent. And I'll probably try to build buyer intent with you with your suggestions. Okay, I think Bertrand has some pointers for us. I think French data trying for natural health practitioners. We have 11,000 results from LinkedIn, but we are not able to get enough results on Zintler. Okay, we can do two things here. One, I can try to connect personally, or probably someone from our team can try to connect personally to understand all the filters that you're using. And additionally, since this is your requirement, we can also look into, like, since you have written this, we'll look into it ourselves, and we can see if we can get more data added here, since these are the ICPs that you're looking for. I hope this this helps. Yes, the Z personality is ready to use. Perfect, Bertrand. So, I mean, you can reach out to me on, LinkedIn, Facebook, mail, or I can also try to find you and reach out to you, or you can also drop a message on our support or drop a mail to support@zimpler.com from any channels. I would prefer mail, and we would love to have a chat and personally connect and fix this for you. The Z personality ready to use? Yes, absolutely ready to use, and ready to go live. We were just waiting for a go ahead from Google, who just wants us to provide a lot more data. So we are just doing that. Hopefully by Monday, you should be able to use this like how it is in my machine. The first version goes out, but I want more of feedback from you on what are the new personality trends about someone. Do you want a comparison of yours versus their profile and what you need to focus on based on your weak points? We are ready to work on that. But yes, I think that's pretty much on the Z personality. Do we have any questions? I'm sorry if I've missed out any questions. I think I've answered Akira. I have answered Lijin. Thank you so much, Lawrence. I think you have been the most patient with us, and then a lot of nice feedbacks. Um, yeah, I think these are the questions pretty much. So I have showed our roadmap. Anyone can request a feature here. I've also discussed that you could, the community is open. We are going to share more of educational resources there. You can also request for any educational resources related to this domain. I have shown the designs for the, the local data for the sequencer that we are planning to build. I have shared a small gist of the psychology based tools that we want to build further. And I think I've shown the personality intel. I have taken some of the questions and I'm open to more and more questions. This is one thing that I want to assess. Like, I want to again tell that I want to be available for all of the people here, and I genuinely, want to take feedbacks from you guys. Very honest feedback. Something you don't like, fine, please tell it to us, because we want to work on it. We are an early stage team, not the best in everything, but we want to get there. And probably from your feedback, we will be able to. And I wanted to understand what's the best support channel. We have support@zimpler.com. The email is open 24x7. Um, our crisp chat is there. I am available on Messenger almost anytime. I was not very used to Facebook. I had joined Facebook very recently, but looking at the sort of really good audience that we are getting here, I think Facebook is going to be my go-to social media. We can connect on LinkedIn as well, and I'm open to having any casual chat, anything about sales, and sharing my experience and learning from you guys. But do we have more questions before we close? Okay, I think we don't have a lot of questions. A lot of our customers from Australia could not join. I have one more important surprise. Since a lot of you are looking to, use more of the Z personality, and some believed that our credits are low. That's where I want to share something. I mean, if you can give us any form of honest review on G2, I mean, that would really help. But irrespective, if you can do that, if you can submit any review, then our team will be adding 50 psychology profiles more, one-time usage, and probably 1,000 credits more to your profile. And irrespective, in general, also over next 2-3 months, I'm open to adding few credits here and there on psychology, because as we get more feedback, you have one valuable feedback for us, we add another another 10 psychology profile credits to your to your account. We don't want to restrict on the usages for users from this community. The only reason is that we wanted to have very sustainable limits, that because we spend a lot of costs in analyzing these personalities as well. There are a lot of services that we use, a lot of very expensive cloud infrastructure which we are trying to reduce the cost for. But that being said, I don't want to limit at a hard stop for any of our users, at least the users who are trying to create value for us as well.
and trying to make the tool better for everyone, the whole community here and everyone in the times to come, right? So, but if you can drop a G2 review, for us, there would be nothing like it. Uh, it would be a big, it would be a big thing for our team because everyone is really working hard almost every day, and it would be a thing of excitement for us, but there's no compulsion here. Uh, I mean, our G2 reviews are on, g2.com/product/Zinfleur. I can also share on our community. If you can drop us a review, that would be great. So that would be really helpful to us since we are, still in an early stage. But that, I mean, that's pretty much what I wanted to have a chat. If anyone has any, you know, questions. Thank you so much, Lawrence. I think, and I want to build this tool. Like, a lot of people also pointed out the fact that, in the dashboard it showed limits like 10 years, or it showed some daily limits. I just want to make it clear that those daily limits are just a namesake limit that you see to ensure that any automation tools are not run on us, any bots are not run on us, just as a hard bound fair use policy. We are happy to make any changes there if you have custom use cases. We literally are taking up a lot of custom use cases at this moment as well, from a lot of you people. And then we are getting very good responses there as well. So, but yes, I want to make sure that this tool is usable for everyone for at least next 100 years or more. That's very optimistic for me, but that's something that we want to work hard for. And this is the G2 profile if anyone wants to, have anything. And okay, I think there's one more question. Does it help if we ourselves take our disk test profiling through your link? At this moment, we don't have a open disk test profiling, but we don't just do disk profiling. Just disk profiling alone was not giving us very accurate results. So what we did was that, not just disk, we also do ocean test. And after both the tests are done, and we have couple of more proprietary tests that we do in background, which we have developed ourselves. The common areas of both the tests are taken together and shown here, and that's where we have very high level accuracy in finding people's actual personality. Now what our machine learning models generate out of that result is something that is getting better. Say, in this one area, say personality in a stressor, you might see, okay, at this moment it's not showing up, but one very common area is like being too aggressive or pushy. That's because our model believes that for anyone it will be, but it's not very specific for you guys because it might show for a lot of people. So that's something that we're trying to get better at. And but we do, I mean, and our biggest achievement is to be able to find people's disk and the scores for it and oceans for it very accurately. We are seeing a 93%, 94% accuracy compared to the actual results that we have taken based on written for more than 200, 250 people on whom we conducted a lot of surveys. This being said, since this is developed on top of this, we can absolutely develop any intel. These texts and these features are just another feature that takes like 10, 15 days of research and pushing this out. So that's our achievement, and that's something that we actually worked hard to get these. I think, yeah. I think Ankit has a question. Will Intel get consumed if confidence? Oh, I think this is a great question. At this moment, we don't show you results if the confidence score is less than 50. But I think this is a very fair ask. I think we should actually consume credits if you're getting good results, essentially. But that's something that's a team's decision. But yeah, probably we can look to just deduct credits if the confidence is above, say, 75 or 70%. Let me just work on this metric. But I think this is a very fair ask to not deduct credits if the confidence score that we are producing is very low. In general, at this moment, we don't produce results only altogether. But if the confidence scores are low and that Intel does not create much value for you, so it's a fair ask to make sure that it does not happen. I'm taking this into consideration, and this is the biggest advantage we get while we talk to the community. I mean, these sort of comments. The other way around that we would have done this was that we develop it, we take it out, get 5 bad reviews, get 10 bad comments, and then fix it. Right now, while we are making it live, just now we got the question and we save all of that headache that a lot of founders don't understand on building with building with customers. But yeah, I think that pretty much answers the question. Thanks, Ankit. If we don't have any other questions, if we don't have, thank you so much, Bertrand. I think I really, this support is something that makes us, we wake up every single day. I mean, last few weeks we have been working on the weekends because this support helps us keep going. And I think if we don't have a lot of questions, then I think we are good to close. But that being said, I'm always available, just a message away for all of you guys, just a mail away for all of you guys. Not just me, everyone from the team is on Facebook, is on the group. Shreya takes care of a lot of things in product, a lot of things in design, the designs that you looked at. Srinidhi takes care of a lot of areas around product, a lot of areas around, I think a lot of you guys have been talking to him. He's facing everyone. Ravi takes care of a lot of development. Pranay is actually working on a lot of data with the whole team. While we talk, he's working all the time to get more and more data. The support that I've been getting, thank you so much, Lawrence. We do hope to become a unicorn soon and probably fly to South Africa to meet you soon. And Sana works on a lot of fabulous operations, a lot of product quality measurement, a lot of product research. A lot of other people in the team are really helpful. But what really makes a big difference for us now is customers like you guys who create the real edge and real difference for us, because probably anyone could try to build a product like ours. They could probably try to build a feature like ours, but they cannot copy the same customers like ours. And that's something that we want to stand for. I really appreciate everyone's time on a Friday, for everyone who's joining us in the morning, afternoon, and evening. But I would like to wish a very happy weekend to everyone, and a big thanks for to everyone for first choosing Zintler, two staying with Zintler, three helping us make this better, four for joining this webinar and spending so much time with us. Our life now stays in you guys, and we want to work hard to make sure that we are of some use and some value to your business and to your life. Until then, have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for having me. Feel free to DM anytime. Would love to work with you guys. Thank you so much. Happy weekend, guys. And thank you so much for attending this call.